So, welcome, friends. This is our 109th Interfaith Prayer and Discussion. And today we are going to have scriptural reasoning that we have been trying to practice it for some time on the theme of religion. It's according to the Cambridge University model. Hope we will get a better understanding of what is religion so that our interaction and dialogue becomes much more fruitful. So we will start our program with honoring Indigenous people and land by Tracy. I invite Tracy to do that.
Thank you. So we just pause. I'm on Worimi People's Country, where each of us are on different nations or clan groups, language groups, country, and they had many different cultures here, but there was a common theme across the whole continent of Australia of the land owning the people, caring for the people as a mother, and therefore that there was obligations and responsibilities to the ecosystems that you were part of. So personally, I find that the fact that they've been able to pass on that understanding and conviction for tens of thousands of years here, quite remarkable. Their loyalty and faith is something so worthy of respect and admiration and following, whichever conviction we have, to be able to inherit that and pass it on to the next generations is quite amazing. And we're very privileged to live in this continent, I think. Thank you.
We cannot hear anything.
Yes.
وقمرا منيرا وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة لمن أراد أن يذكر أو أراد شكورا وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما والذين يبيتون لربهم سجدا وقياما والذين يقولون ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما والذين إذا وأنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما يضاعف له العذاب يوم القيامة ويخلد فيه مهانا إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل عملا صالحا فأولئك يبدل الله سيئاتهم حسنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما ومن تاب وعمل صالحا فإنه يتوب إلى الله متابا والذين لا يشهدون الزور وإذا مروا باللغو مروا كراما والذين إذا ذكروا بآيات ربهم لم يخروا عليها صما وعميانا والذين يقولون ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما أولئك يجزون الغرفة بما صبروا ويلقون فيها تحية وسلاما خالدين فيها حسنت مستقرا ومقاما قل ما يعبأ بكم ربي لولا دعاؤكم فقد كذبتم فسوف يكون لزاما.
Oh my God, there is no one but Thee to allay the anguish of my soul. Ooh. Thou art my highest aspiration. Oh my God, oh my God, ooh, ooh. My heart is wedded to none save Thee. And such a my life and death are both for thee. Ooh, they are for you. They are for you. For you. Oh my God, there is no one but thee to allay the anguish of my soul. Ooh. Thou art my highest aspiration. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh.
In thy esteemed letter, thou hast inquired which of the prophets God should be regarded as superior to others. Know thou assuredly that the essence of all the prophets of God is one and the same. Their unity is absolute. God the Creator saith, there is no distinction whatsoever among the bearers of my message. They all have but one purpose. Their secret is the same secret. To prefer one in honor to another, to exalt certain ones above the rest, is in no wise to be permitted. Every true prophet has regarded his message as fundamentally the same as the revelation of every other prophet gone before him. If any man, therefore, should fail to comprehend this truth and should consequently indulge in vain and unseemly language, no one whose sight is keen and whose understanding is enlightened would ever allow such idle talk to cause him to waver in his belief. High scripture.
The measure of the revelation of the prophets of God in this world, however, must differ. Each and every one of them has been the bearer of a distinct message and has been commissioned to reveal himself through specific acts. It is for this reason that they appear to vary in their greatness. Their revelation may be likened unto the light of the moon that sheddeth its radiance upon the earth. Though every time it appeareth, it revealeth a fresh measure of its brightness, yet its inherent splendor can never diminish, nor can its light suffer extinction. The fundamental purpose animating the faith of God and his religion is to safeguard the interests and promote the unity of the human race. The religion of God is for love and unity. Make it not the cause of enmity or dissension. Religion is verily the chief instrument for the establishment of order in the world and of tranquility among its peoples. Religion, moreover, is not a series of beliefs, a set of customs. Religion is the teaching of the Lord God, teachings which constitute the very life of humankind, which urge high thoughts upon the mind, refine the character, and lay the groundwork for man's everlasting honour. Baha'i Scriptures.
We gave Moses the book and followed him up with a succession of messengers. We gave Jesus, the Son of Mary, clear signs and strengthened him with the Holy Spirit. Is it that whenever there comes to you a messenger with body yourself desire not, ye are puffed up with pride. Some ye called impostors, and other ye slay. The messenger believeth in what he had been revealed to him from his Lord, as do the men of faith. Each one of them believeth in Allah, his angels, his books, and his messengers. We make no distinction, they say, between one and another of his messengers, and they say, we hear and we obey. We seek thy forgiveness, O Lord, and to thee is the end of all journey, the Quran.
Long suffering patient is the supreme aesthetic practice. Nirvana is supreme, say the Buddhas. He is certainly not an ascetic who hurts others, and nor is he a man of religion who causes suffering to others. The bhikkhu who lives full of goodwill with faith in the religion of Buddha, he will reach the place of peace, the satisfaction of stilling the function of the mind. Buddhist scriptures. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness, O Bharat, and the rise of irreligion, it is then that I send forth my spirit. For the salvation of the good, the destruction of the evildoers, and for firmly establishing righteousness, I manifest myself from age to age. Hindu scripture.
If any man among you seem to be religious, and breathless not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, to keep himself unspotted from the world. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. I go away and come again unto you. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, will proceed from the Father, he shall testify of me. He shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. The Comforter, it is the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things. Christian.
The purpose of the one true God, exalted be his glory, in revealing himself unto men, is to lay bare those gems that lie hidden within the mine of their true and inmost selves, that the diverse communions of the earth and the manifold systems of religious belief should never be allowed to foster the feelings of animosity among men, is in this day of the essence of the faith of God and his religion. These principles and laws, these firmly established and mighty systems, have proceeded from one source and are the rays of one light. That they differ one from another is to be attributed to the varying requirements of the ages in which they were promulgated. The prophets of God should be regarded as physicians whose task is to foster the well-being of the world and its peoples, that through the spirit of oneness they may heal the sickness of a divided humanity. Little wonder, then, if the treatment prescribed by the physician in this day should not be found to be identical with that which he prescribed before. How could it be otherwise, when the ills affecting the sufferer necessitate at every stage of his sickness a special remedy? Baha'i Scriptures.
The differences among the religions of the world are due to the varying types of mind. So long as the powers of the mind are various, it is certain that man's judgments and opinions will differ one from another. If, however, one single universal perceptive power be introduced, a power encompassing all the rest, those differing opinions will merge and a spiritual harmony and oneness will become apparent. For example, when the Christ was made manifest, the minds of the various contemporary peoples, their views, their emotional attitudes, whether they were Romans, Greeks, Syrians, Israelites, or others, were at variance with one another. But once his universal power was brought to bear, it gradually succeeded, after the lapse of 300 years, in gathering together all those divergent minds under the protection and within the governance of one central point, all sharing the same spiritual emotions in their hearts. Baha'i Scriptures.
Muhammad never fought against the Christians. On the contrary, he treated them with consideration and accorded them complete freedom. In Najran, there lived a community of Christians, and they were under his care and protection. Muhammad said, "Should anyone infringe upon their rights, I myself will be his enemy and will charge him before God." In the edicts he promulgated, it is clearly stated that the lives, property, and honor of Jews and Christians are under the protection of God, that a Muslim husband may not prevent his Christian wife from going to church, nor oblige her to wear a veil, that if she died, he must entrust her remains to the care of a priest, and that if the Christians desired to build a church, the Muslims must support them. Furthermore, in time of war between Islam and her enemies, the Christians were to be exempt from fighting unless they desired of their own accord to join and assist the Muslims in battle, in view of the protection they enjoyed. In compensation for this exemption, they were to pay each year a small amount. In short, there are 7 lengthy edicts of these subjects, copies of some of which are to this day extant in Jerusalem. This is the very truth and not merely my own assertion. The edict of the second caliph is still in the custody of the Orthodox Patriarch of Jerusalem, and the matter is beyond doubt. Nevertheless, after a time, rancor and envy arose between Muslims and Christians, as transgressions were committed by both sides. Beyond this truth, whatever Muslims, Christians, or others may say is pure fabrication and proceeds from fanaticism, ignorance, or intense hostility. Abdul Baha.
Oh my God, oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor, and grant them strength to serve thee. Oh God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily thou art their helper and their Lord.
Oh, welcome, Pina, and there's another friend who is joined with his iPhone. Could you please, the iPhone, can you please say your name and show your face, please? Hello? Okay. So let's go to our scriptural reasoning. So this, the theme today was religion, and we asked friends to share their quotations. I'll show you the quotation that was shared. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Colin. And this is from Mark. Mark, who he gave a talk some time back, but he is not here. And this was from Anisha, who actually gave the first talk on scriptural reasoning and explained us what this process is. And this one is from Jung. And And this one is a long one from Ahmed. And this is from myself. Now, because last time we gave Colin the opportunity to share his quotation and say something about it. This time, is there anyone who don't know what the scriptural reasoning is? Because we did this before. So we take quotation on a theme, and the person who brings explain what this means to them, and then others read it aloud, and then try to understand what they think about it. So now I like Jung to read this and then tell us what she think about, or what she wants to tell us, and then we can talk about this. And if we have enough time, we can go to one other quotation that we can choose, or any other quotation that we read earlier. You can choose one too. So can I ask Jung?
The last one, those who consider themselves religious and that do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. This paragraph, this is one I read in one of the references, but I try to avoid it. But I don't know how it come up here in this table.
Oh, this is not something that you gave in that.
Not the last one, not the 26, not the last paragraph then. Because
Okay.
I read that and I said, because they mentioned about people deceive themselves
Okay,
and things like that.
So this is the one that you wanted to share.
Yeah, the first two
Okay.
is the one that I found very interesting.
Okay, so you can read them and then tell us about it, and then we can discuss. Oh, sorry, I didn't know which one you meant.
Then the last one I tried to avoid it. I was scared to talk about deceive themselves. I don't want people to deceive themselves. I want them to see themselves very clearly. Like look at them in the mirror.
Okay.
The first one, then Jesus told Thomas, him here is Thomas. After Jesus got crucified, he get resurrection by miracle, by his Father God. And then he appeared to Thomas, because Thomas was, they didn't say that, but you can tell that his disciples were wondering a lot about Jesus. So he said to Thomas, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and that have believed. So the story was that Thomas touched his gun on his body, the rib, where the rib was, and Thomas wondered why the wound was so deep. And obviously Jesus lost a lot of blood and died because of all the major wounds he got, but why now he alive in front of Thomas? So then Jesus will try to console him and said, now, because you see my wound, and I have died, and now I have resurrected, and you believe, so that's why he got like abundant blessings from God that gave him. So it was good for Thomas. The second one is, but blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. But this is the note from Matthew. So, but this one is also bless the people who have eyes and see. A lot of people have eyes, but they cannot see. They have eyes, but materialistic, physical eyes, but they don't have what they call the spiritual light. like the spiritual light go through their mind. So therefore they see things in a different way that's not supposed to be. In your ears, but then God try to bless everyone, make everyone happy. So then God bless the people who have eyes that can see, and I think also people with eyes but cannot see, and people with ears because they can hear, and also God bless the people with ears that they cannot hear. So that's how you have to interpret a bit bigger, broader, give a bigger picture, so you can include everyone in it, in a what you call happy basket. So that's how I see it as as a person who reads the statements. So I said, well, God is very generous here. So he doesn't discriminate anyone. He tries to make everybody happy and just bring everybody in the same basket of love. Because we're not allowed to hate anymore. Today on the TV, they talk about hate crime. If we hate people, that is a crime. And we're not supposed to hate anyone, because the message of God and civilization is love. So now, even that people have to be careful on social media. Now they only talk about love. Because by law, if you hate somebody, that will be a crime and can get into trouble with that. So that is a TV news today. If just want to tell people, be careful when you are asked to talk about a topic that you are not really, have a complete understanding or knowledge about it, then you should ask for excuses. So just be careful, because now police can just check and scan people on social media and everything and look for reason why they're going to send you a fine or take you to the court. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that the theme was religion. So I believe here it's believing in the Jesus that is the messenger of God or son of God, and that is the aspect of religion. To me, the religion is where the manifestations of God get the revelation from God, and they share and give it to the people so that they can be guided. And when they practice this as a community, that is what is religion. But I don't know if anyone else want comment on these two quotations.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think the first one is trying to refer to people that look at the words of God, look at the words of Christ, and see the truth in it and believe in it without even seeing Christ. And obviously, Thomas had seen Christ, and he says that to him that you have seen me, but blessed are those who don't or haven't seen me or will not see me, but would believe in my words. And for the second one, I think he's trying to refer to the eye of insight, the ear of insight in a human being. He's saying that you are blessed because your eye of insight, ear of insight has recognized me.
Yes. Any other insights or questions or?
Yeah, I think my interpretation is similar to Ahmed's, because if everyone through all time said, I'll only believe Jesus if I see him with my physical eyes, then, you know, there wouldn't be many people who believe. So I think blessed are all the Christians who believe because they could sense Jesus through what they read about his life and through the power of his words.
Just, just an extra thing here, you see, talk about your ears because they hear. Just talk about people might hear something, but then they're not understanding it. Just like I tell you something really interesting. Yesterday, I just listened, the radio just spoke, and then through the radio chat, they talk about referendum for next year. And then I just listened because the Prime Minister was answer all the interview questions. And people obviously through the radio, their ears, they hear a lot of things, but there's a lot of things they would not or will not ever understand why it took the people so long to understand and why, like if you want to organize a referendum, you want to have voices. Obviously, the voices need to be done at the local level first, through the Hmong people local. Say people have grievance, like I conduct grievances hearing, and then all the grievances got to go through the local first before they can go further. So everything got to be sorted out at the local level, bring harmony to people. So the harmony is the core issue, love and harmony. So therefore, it's not a simple matter that you have an inside feeling or inside what you call ears or eyes. It's more than that. We need God's love to help people to understand and go through a lot of things. So that is my brief about what the radio said. So I can't say further.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other comments or questions? Otherwise, we will go to the next quotation on this. In Zore, Vasanda, Tracy, Pina, Jiva, my brother from Canada. Otherwise, let's go to Collins.
Okay, so background, Abdu'l-Baha wrote a book which came to be known as The Secret of Divine Civilization. It's actually a letter to Iran, a letter to Persia, as it was known then. And I understand it was written anonymously, but later became known that Abdu'l-Baha wrote it when he was quite young, I think in his roughly 30 years old.
Oh.
And this passage strikes me as a definition of religion, which assumes that there's a God and there's religion is something revealed from God and that it has some power to transform people. So universal benefits derived from the grace of the divine religions, for they lead their true followers to sincerity of intent, to high purpose, to purity and spotless honor, to surpassing kindness and compassion, to the keeping of their covenants when they have covenanted, to concern for the rights of others, to liberality, to justice in every aspect of life, to humanity and philanthropy, to valor and to unflagging efforts in the service of mankind. It is religion, to sum up, which produces all human virtues, and it is these virtues which are the bright candles of civilization. Which is easier to see when you're, I guess, when a community is close to the manifestation of God. at the beginning of religions, people can be transformed individually, instantly, as Peter was when he recognized Jesus. And when a community is inspired by the same spirit, then you can see, I don't know, you see that religion has the power to create civilization. And we're at a stage of civilization where it's possible for the whole world to become united.
Okay. Any comments or questions? Or what is your understanding from this about religion? Yes.
I've read The Secret of Divine Civilization, and I think it's a charter for well-being for humanity. It kind of has got different sections. One refers to the clergy, another section refers to the rulers like king and the custodians of, prime ministers, ministers, and all that, and also to individual beings. And so, Abdul puts it perfectly. Religion is those, it sums up those virtues that would bring will flourish civilization in humanity. So it's beautiful.
I think I love this quotation, these writings, that if religion can do that to people, the world will be a beautiful place. And the real cause of religion coming is this, that to make people to just follow the right path. They don't need somebody to watch over them. Just do the right things. Everybody do the right things. And Baha'u'llah is here, to teach us that just know all the things written here: purity of heart, sincerity. Whoever does all of this in whatever they are responsible, as a mother, as a principal, as whoever, then that's why we need religion to do that. And that's a true religion. If the other people are doing something in the name of religion, that's not religion. That's.
Can I please ask you, religion was considered as an instrument to establish of order in the world and of tranquility among the people. So nowadays we see the fight between the nations, as you know, in Europe. That is only a small example. So therefore, do we think that the order of the world has been established firmly? And people really live in harmony or tranquility? Or they keep producing weapons and buying fighting aircraft, fighter, and they keep training soldiers to go for the front line battlefield. So how are you going to sort out the religion in these sort of countries? According to social media.
Yes, I think Jung, she must be referring to a quotation that we read earlier. Is that right, Jung?
Well, I just say yes. It was like religion was a chief instrument.
Yes. So not this quotation anyway. With kind permission from Colin, maybe we will slightly deviate because this is the quotation that we are trying to understand. Is it okay that we go to?
Can I add something here?
No, you can see it right here. It is religion to sum up, we produce all human virtues.
Yes.
Why is human virtue is not like try to kill one another and just from century to century never stop. And now they still go underwater and they want to use submarine with nuclear power and everything. It is this virtue which are the bright candles of civilization. No. We are doing, not we are, but some people try to destroy civilization.
Mhm.
Can I add something here? First of all, I think that humanity has just reached its adulthood state. So it didn't have that mind to grasp these and understanding of these. And that's why we have had wars and conflicts before. But the important thing in this quotation is the concepts that are necessary for today. If we don't follow these concepts, we're never going to have peace. Like kindness, compassion, liberality, justice in every aspect of life, concern for the rights of others. These are all the necessity things for today.
Can I bring to your all attention that it says universal benefits derive from the grace of the divine religions. Abdul-Baha is telling about the religions, that means the divine religions. So to my understanding, whether it is Judaism or Hinduism or Christianity or Buddhism or whatever you call the major religions that are practiced in the world today, are revealed by these manifestations of God, and it is given by God. And their purpose is to bring about these virtues in individuals and society to live in a better way. So though it is a quotation from Abdul-Baha, who is the son of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of Baha'i faith, it does not say anything particularly about the Baha'i faith. So I think we have to see the essence of this message is that true religion will transform individual hearts and make a better society that way. Therefore, the civilization, the material and spiritual progress will continue. That's how I look at it. Any other comments? Those who have not made so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's really saying that the best of humanity can be cultivated through that relationship with God. We've become kindness and compassion and care for others become a natural thing. Whereas, we have certain political systems that use fear and violence, trying to force people to be a certain way. But when you have sincere religion living within you, whatever it may be, but a sincere religion that you feel the grace of God's kindness and compassion to you, which you naturally want to pass on to others, no one has to force you to care for others' people's rights or to work for the greater good. You want to. It's a natural thing. It's not something that some economic or political force. It's actually an impulse coming up from within the soul, wanting to create the environment where all can thrive in. So it's sort of the fruits of a religious way of life can actually help us to live in harmony with each other. Anyway, that's how I sort of interpret it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Tina, Asanda?
We have a quotation here. So just 1 second, I'll put it in the chat.
Is there anything that you want to comment on this one? Or you want to comment with that comment? Okay.
Yeah, I can comment with this one.
It says that religion is an outer expression of divine reality. Religion have been the chief influence of civilization of human character. So,
Okay. You already put that in the chat?
yeah,
Okay. Religion is the outer expression of divine reality. Religion have been the chief influence in the civilizing of human character. Yes.
so the human, all the virtues are developed by the religion or following the religions, not any religion.
Yes.
Siva, this is very close to that Persian quotation that I was mentioning at the early beginning of the meeting, that there is a quotation by Abdul Baha encompassing the virtues of humanity as part of that religion.
Okay.
This is
And
by
Pi-
Abdul Baha.
Yes. Pina has raised her hand. Can you, Pina?
Yes, this about religion that is guiding humanity. I am reminded of what Abdul Baha said. As you have faith, so shall your powers and blessings be. This is the balance. This is the balance. This is the balance. So my understanding is that if we have religion or faith, that is the light or the torchlight to guide us, and we will have power. So as your powers and blessings be, and we get blessings as well, as Abdul Baha said. So humanity was given the gift of this religion to guide us how loving God is. He never leave us alone, but guide us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I think reading this quotation once more, I like to read it. The universal benefits derived from the grace of the divine religions, for they lead their true followers to sincerity of intent, to high purpose, to purity and spotless honor, to surpassing kindness and compassion, to the keeping of their covenants when they have covenanted, to concern for the rights of others, to liberality, to justice in every aspect of life, to humanity and philanthropy, to valor, and to unflagging efforts in the service of mankind. It is religion, to sum up, which produces all human virtues, and it is these virtues which are the bright candles of civilization. So I think we had to emphasize what Abdul Baha is saying, that divine religions and their true followers with sincerity of intent. Our friend Val is joining, and I see what's Jung has raised her hand. So here, if we can understand what religion does, the true religion will produce these human virtues, and that will be the cause for divine civilization. And it doesn't matter what religion, if you follow the true religion with sincere of intent, this transformation will take place. I can ask Jung for a brief comment, and before that is welcome. Are you there? Well,
Yes, I'm here,
Okay.
but the camera is off.
Okay, it's okay. We finished our devotional part and we are discussing about the quotations we shared about religions. And
Right.
this is the second quote that we are discussing. That's on the screen. Jung is going to say something, and you can read the quote and you can comment after Jung. Okay,
Okay,
Jung?
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I won't be long. With this paragraph, everything was listed out, like ideally, mean perfect. Nothing wrong with it, but I have a concern about after we read, universal benefits, and then divine religions, and then true followers, and then high purpose, and then it comes kindness and compassion, that where people are struggling at the moment. And then the next one that concerns me is to the keeping of their covenants. And when they have covenanted, now that is the issue here, to the keeping of their covenants. What happens if they already gave covenants and then they betray God? So they go against God. They don't follow him as best as they could. And the one next to it is when they have covenanted. So how long will it take people to have covenanted? I mean, when they have covenant, whenever, how long? 100 years, 200 years? So it is here, it is one that hold people back, because by far people have progressed to the high level and then they fall back to the bottom and then they crawl back again and they betray God and they do all those sort of things. That's why people at the moment, we need more guidance, we need God, we need good people around them so they can build up the human virtues as far as God wanted.
Thank you. I think, the answers, you answers to the question that you already asked, why there is war, all these things, because they have betrayed the covenant, because, or at least they didn't make a covenant. They didn't understand what these manifestations of God has said. So now Colin wants to say something, and then after that, well, if you have a comment, you can comment.
Just that my understanding of this paragraph and who Abdul Baha was writing to and what he was writing about is that it's probably not, he's probably not referring to a religious covenant, but to the ordinary meaning of agreement and keeping promises, which is a foundation of any orderly society.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Yes. And well, do you have, is Well there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any comment on this or anything about religion, or do you have any quotation that you want to share?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologise for being late, but I had commitments. I just got home. I sort of read this briefly, and I did make a comment privately to you. To me, because you could say I'm not educated, so I might be coming from a different perspective.
There's no one here is educated enough to teach anyone.
We'll put it this way, I'm probably less educated than anybody else there.
No,
go that far.
I don't want you to think that way, and we are all learning together. That's it. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. I gave it a bit of thought. It's just my experience in research in religions kind of came to me today that religions are there. Like my thoughts were about tribes, all different tribes. They always had that spiritual side of their cultures, you could say, whether it was voodoo or whichever. They all had that spiritual chapter of that society, so to speak. So I kind of today I was thinking about it, and my thoughts were that religion creates civilization. Then I gave it some more thought, and it just came to me also that different religions, they're kind of institutions or schools for the soul, spiritual schools for the soul, and the soul development of the soul goes on to development of the person's character. And I just heard you talking about covenants and somebody not keeping them and so forth. And today I see a lot of dysfunctional families in the world, and looking at it from perspective in Russia and Ukraine, because I've got a lot of experience there. Religion was sort of shunned there for years, and as a result we have this mess that's going on there at the moment. And I put it down to lack of religion, because my experience shows that they till this day don't let different religions into Russia. They're very biased towards their own orthodoxy. And so basically, that's about all I wanted to comment at this stage. I'd like to listen to other opinions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I think we are all concerned about what is happening in the world and how injustice persists in the world all around us, and we want to do something about it. But I think we have to probably collectively understand and accept that all the religion and the true religion actually promote all these good qualities that Abdul Baha has mentioned here. And it is when we deviate from that straight path that was guided, we see disorder in the society. And but as an individual, rather than criticizing and making disparaging comment about those, I had to find a way how I can transform myself, at the same time help these kind of friends to transform. So I still have to love them, I had to pray for them, and I had to find a way how to change their thinking in a non-hostile way. Otherwise, we will be doing the same thing that they are doing. Okay, now if there's no more comments on this.
Sorry, I'll raise my hand for this.
Okay. Okay.
Can I say that I think Colin is right. They're saying that this is general covenants. And if you look at after they have covenanted, after the comma, I think Abdul is trying to say what are those covenants? Concern for the rights of others, liberality, justice in every aspect of life, humanity, philanthropy, and valor, and so on from humankind. But I think Abdul is trying to say that these concepts can only be achieved by benefits that come from divine religions. And the concepts that divine religions produce is bringing that spirit in humanity that can helped achievement of these concepts.
Thank you. There is one long. Do you want to read? Though he is not here, do you want to read this one, or we can read Ahmed's, which is, I think it is very useful, but it is a long one. I try to put this.
Sorry, which one is this? First one or the second one that I sent? I have to read this.
Second one. Second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just find the quotation, because the quotation is very long. I don't want to read all of it.
So
But then-
in future, you choose short
put-
one or get the key.
Yeah, I'll put the whole thing, because the whole thing is important. But just for brevity, there's 2 sections in that quotation that is interesting to read and talk about. Let me just find, because I was trying to find Sachi's things. I've been so very high.
Maybe the summary of what you have quotation.
Just get the quotation on my phone. Do you want to go to somebody else first and then come back to me?
Okay, this is what it is. I'll read it. Can you see this?
Yeah. Well, maybe we should read it. This is
Oh,
from
thou.
the writings of Abdul Baha.
Okay, I'm reading it.
Yep.
O thou who dost search after truth, thy letter of, O thou, okay, this is actually where it starts.
Yeah.
O thou who dost search after truth, thy letter of such and such hath come. From the days of Adam until today, the religions of God have been made manifest, one following the other, and each one of them fulfilled its due function, revived mankind, and provided education and enlightenment. They freed the people from the darkness of the world of nature and ushered them into the brightness of the kingdom. As each succeeding faith and law became revealed, it remained for some centuries a richly fruitful tree, and to it was committed the happiness of humankind. However, as the centuries rolled by, it aged, it flourished no more, and put forth no fruit. Wherefore was it then made young again? The religion of God is one religion, but it must never be renewed. It must be renewed. Moses, for example, was sent forth to man, and he established a law. And the children of Israel, through the Mosaic law, were delivered out of the ignorance and came into the light. They were lifted up from their abjectness and attained to a glory that fadeth not. Still, as the long years wore on, that radiance passed by, that splendor set, that bright day turned to night, and once that night grew triply dark, the star of the Messiah dawned, so that again a glory lit the world. Our meaning is this: the religion of God is one, and it is the educator of humankind. But still, it must be made new. I think I will stop there because.
See, in here, Abdul Baha describes religion as a tree. And he says that when the tree dies, their husband, their father, takes the seed from the same tree and plants it again. And that seed grows again like a tree, exactly similar to the previous tree. So he's trying to say all religions are from one source, all religions are one. Some concepts are different because of the time that they have come. So, you know, today, after 1,000, maybe 2,000 years after Christ, the reality of our life is totally different to the people that were at his time. So our concepts have changed, or needs have changed. So there's a need for renewal of religion at every so often. And he says that it also talks about 4 seasons. Religions like 4 seasons. It has got spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So this is the way it is. The concept of religion is not absolute, it's relative, dependent on need of humanity. God brings the necessary laws.
Thank you. Any comments?
Yes, if I may,
Yes,
Val.
please, Val.
One of the reasons why I wanted to meet with Colin was to discuss this particular thing that I'm going to share right now. I've had a fair bit to do with the 12-step program for recovery for alcoholics and addicts, and I translated a lot in Russia for the head office of AA, and I'm very familiar with the literature on the subject. Now, they have the big book, which is their kind of a, you can't call it a Bible, but it's the main book, the big book. And the big book gets revised every, say, 10 or 20, 15 years, I'm not sure. And the only thing that changes in the big book is the stories in the back of it. Nothing changes. The 2/3 of the book stays the same, but the last part, third, is the stories, the personal stories change. And that's for the benefit of the times that we're in, and as it was shared just then. The other thing, it's the program. It's called 12 steps and 12 traditions and 12 concepts of service. Now, the steps are generally for the person to get to know himself, to get a good insight of himself. The traditions teach you how to the unity. The traditions are designed for the unity, and the 12 concepts of service are designed for healthy living, I guess, volunteering and so forth and so on. It's kind of sort of reading this and hearing you discuss it reminded me of those concepts there. And yeah, it's interesting that it's parallel. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Siba, can you go further up, because there's a quotation that I wanted to say. It says, religion, moreover, is not a series of beliefs, a set of customs. Religion is the teachings of the Lord God, teachings which constitute the very life of humankind, which urge high thoughts upon the mind, refine the character, and lay the groundwork for man's everlasting honor. So it's very similar to what Colin was, that quotation by Colin, that these concepts bring those virtues out of humanity. And it also says, Abdullah says that look at the physical world. The physical world renews itself. says, "Note thou carefully that in this world of being, all things must ever be made new. Look at the material world about thee. See how it had now been renewed. The thoughts have changed. The ways of life have been revised. The science and arts show a new vigor. Discoveries and inventions are new. Perceptions are new. How then would such a vital power as religion, the guarantor of mankind's great advances, the very means of attaining everlasting life, the fosterer of infinite excellence, the light of both worlds, not to be made new?" So religion needs to be renewed as well, because the world has changed. The humanity is in a different time. But again, he says that that religion is the same religion, because it's the tree. The tree dies, but the seed grows again into another tree. Basically, he's talking about progressive revelation for humanity. For betterment of civilization. Siva, you are muted. Siva, you are muted.
For a while. I think the also brought similarity between that Alcoholic Anonymous and the big book that they have, and how it is renewed, but the core of the book remains the same, but the stories changes. So it is similar. In nature, these are renewed, but the core values or whatever it is kept together. Jung and then Colin. And friends, if you want to say something, if you use the reaction button, it will help. Okay.
I can I just say something quickly?
Yes.
You know, we should, whatever we want to review a book or anything, study or whatever, especially if you want to talk about the 12 steps and traditions and concept of self, healthy living, drug and alcohols, we should relate them to occupational health and safety experts, the people who look after health and safety and worker compensation, and we should relate them also to the COVID-19 that people have been suffering for nearly 3 years. And now some of them might carry the virus, the COVID virus, for the coming years of the rest of their life. So whatever book that we want to talk about, including religions, drug, alcohol, safety, and everything, we have to relate them to COVID-19, and we have to relate them to occupational health and safety experts, just to make a clear, the picture is clear. Because otherwise, they in this paragraph, they say that free the people from the darkness of the world of nature. That's where the disease and bacteria and, you know, all that sort of elements in the water and in the food, and usher people into the brightness of the kingdom, usher people into the vaccination of the COVID. So therefore, I mean, if people believe in God, then they can go through all these steps easily. But if they don't believe in God, they will suffer even more. So therefore, I recommend the study of occupational health and safety relating to this sort of paragraph will be very important and very relevant. As I have experience helping a lot of people at the workplace about worker compo. And, you know, you have to relate to religion, obviously, because a lot of people will fall into mental disorders because they've been locked out in the house for too long due to COVID. So therefore, they have to believe in God to survive.
Well, that is practical application of what the religion tells us and how we have to do it. But let us focus on what's religion and whether the interrelationship with different religions. So let's listen to Colin.
Yeah, when reading about how religion needs to be renewed, a bit like the seasons or night and day, religion is for the individual as well as the community and society. And I think even individuals need to renew their religion every day, every morning and night. Otherwise, we very quickly, as an individual, we can just sink into a kind of darkness or sleep or something like that. So we need to renew it on an individual basis as well.
Okay, thank you. And what's his name? Well, you have put something on the chat. Let me read and please explain. You said, yes, I would like to talk to you about it. Oh, is it? About it prior to presentation stage. Perhaps we can discuss it during the week. This is for me or Colin or what?
For Colin. I was hoping that was for Colin. I wasn't sure who I was communicating with.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we were sort of having a private conversation, but it was half public. Anyway, we're gonna get together and just have a phone call about things.
So I guess it must have been for you. Okay, good. Anyone else on this?
Don't worry about. I will help Colin.
Time to go to another quotation.
I'm his right hand advisor.
Okay.
Young Colin's wife.
Yeah, and she's on my right. I'm pointing to the right.
Yes. So, is there after reading these quotations, do we have what is our understanding about religion? So if someone is asking what is religion, what will each one of us say? Everyone says something. What is religion in your mind after this discussion? Alphabetical order. Ahmed.
Yeah, I think Abdullah says.
Now someone is asking you.
Yeah.
Define religion, and you, in your own words, define your religion.
Yeah. I'm just rephrasing what Abdullah said, that I believe that religion is a combination of perfect human virtues that are explained by God or Holy Spirit through manifestations for benefit of humanity. And if we follow those virtues, we will have a glorious civilization. But at the same time, humanity has got freedom, so freedom of will. So this is a gradual process. It will take time for the quotation from Christ that make this world image of the heaven. So that's what I think religion means.
Okay, thank you. What I like to say is that use your own words. Do not bring who said what. In my understanding, religion is this, and say in your own words to an ordinary person that you will have casual conversation. Alphabetical order, Colin.
Religion, our response to God when He reveals Himself.
Oh, our response to God when He reveals Himself. Okay, that's it. Short and sweet. I think my brother Jiva there. Do you want to say what is religion? Are you there? Okay, I think he is far away. A, B, C, D, E, F. Is Nell.
Can I go next?
Okay.
It says I have to go in a minute.
Okay.
Religion to me is to unite people together.
Very good.
Okay, I just have to go because I have another Zoom. Sorry.
Okay. Pina?
Religion is teachings from God. He is the divine teacher. He sent all the manifestation of God as the divine teachers and teaching us. So this is the teaching is the religion. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Oh, myself. Religion to me is what is revealed by God through the messengers of God. And when it is practiced by the people who believe in that teachings, that is religion for me. Well,
Yes, religion to me, it's a institution that teaches spiritual principles, which lead to everything else that's been mentioned here tonight. But I just want to elaborate the fact that in the reading and people sharing, it's been underlined quite a few times, the word education. So religion institutions, yes, that they stimulate spiritual progress or spiritual growth, if you like, to me. Thank you.
Vasanda?
For me, the religion, the teachings are brought to mankind from through different manifestations of God, and religion is following the teaching of that God's teachings or what God given guidance, and trying to follow the teaching. It's some relationship with God.
Mhm. Thank you. And Jung?
In brief, we have to say religion is all about faith. One point. The second, trust in God. The third point is mercy. People who say they are religious, they have to be merciful and compassionate and bring benefit to other people. If that person die, he go to heaven, but he got to take at least a lot of people with him to the gate of paradise, of the entrance of paradise. So therefore, they're treating faith, trust, and mercy. Trust in God, obviously, and they have to be merciful.
EFC. Trust, faith, and mercy. Okay, Zore?
Eva, I think you forgot about Pina. Alphabetically.
I did.
Yeah. She talked, but you didn't. Zore?
I thought religion is a way of life. It's a way to guide you through life. How do you want your life to be, or how do you like to walk your path? I think religion is a light. It's like a light. It guides you through your life.
Wonderful. Thank you, friends. It was a nice scriptural reasoning that we had today. We have a little bit better understanding, and I think we are coming closer to understand what religion is. Hopefully, we will have similar discussions in future. And bring your friends with their quotations. And also, if anyone is interested to give a talk, bring them along. Take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Ave Maria.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.